Hey everybody, this is Ken from the Adventurers Guild, and if you want to go on an adventure of your own and you happen to be in Port Arthur, Texas, be sure to go down to La ENVIDIA Mexican food restaurant on Highway 87. Behind this restaurant one evening, a group of children were playing volleyball. When they looked over, and on the empty lot where they're playing volleyball, there's a giant oak tree, and according to the children, a lady in black came out of the oak tree and began to walk towards them. Her face was completely veiled in black. This terrified the children, and they ran in fear home. Now, according to neighbors that live in the area, they've also seen this lady in black around midnight, and that when she unveils her face, it looks like a skull with skin tightly plastered to it, and the teeth showing and grimacing, and no eyes in the eye sockets. And also, according to the neighbors, back in 1958, there used to be a home on that lot, and the family that lived there was named the Simontons. And on one April night, Mrs. Simonton woke up to this terrifying cold feeling in the room. And when she looked at the foot of her bed, she saw the lady in black. And when she unveiled herself, her eye sockets were missing. Now the lady in black stretched her arm out, and her pale white hand began to bade Mrs. Simonton to follow her. Mrs. Simonton was terrified, so she pulled the blankets over her head and waited for Boneface to leave. However, Boneface ripped the blankets off of Mrs. Simonton's bed. This story's about to get even crazier, but before I go any further, be sure to subscribe by clicking on the little red box in the lower right-hand corner. That will help you stay informed to videos concerning these mini adventures. There's a lot more coming up concerning treasure hunts, ghost hunts, cryptids, and even gem and fossil hunts. You can click on the button anytime during the video and it won't interrupt it. And even though this is a simple thing to do, this makes you a really good person because it helps me out a lot. But now, let's get back to this crazy story. Mrs. Simonton sits up, and Boneface turns her back to Mrs. Simonton, walks down the hall, and goes into a room where two of Mrs. Simonton's children are sleeping. At that point, Mrs. Simonton becomes a ferocious lion. She goes into protection mode. She goes down the hall, goes into the room where her sons are at, and the spirit, Boneface, is standing over the bed of her son Paul. And the spirit stretched out its arm, pointed at Paul, and Paul died. Then Boneface fades away. Mrs. Simonton goes into hysterics, and Paul's brother wakes up to see this. And the only reason I'm not going to mention Paul's brother's name is that he's living in a city nearby and probably doesn't want to be bothered about this story. So if you want to go on a mini adventure of your own, head on down to La ENVIDIA Mexican food restaurant. Bring some lawn chairs. There may be a picnic table out back. Get a couple of dishes from the restaurant. Sit out there in the dark. Enjoy them and watch for the lady in black. However, if you happen to see her, don't let her approach you. That's going to do it for this episode. Be sure to click on that logo to subscribe or watch one of these videos. And until next time, we're off on another adventure. God bless.